Hi, everyone. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And today I'm reading the January 2025 readings for the sign of Pisces. Happy New Year, Pisces. Wow, I always talk to each sign I'm about to read for, prior to the reading, and I have a little powwow with you, if you will, to plug into your energy. And it kind of grounds me, but it also helps me in spirit, infuses me with different information that I think has been really helpful throughout the years. I'm a psychic intuitive channeler. I love reading tarot readings. I also love all forms of metaphysical exploration and mystical mentions of things that we see and we don't see. And that's where I feel this incredible draw and connection with you, Pisces, because you are the ultimate in absolute spiritual knowing and just very, very psychic, very in tune, very empathic, very sensitive as a water sign. And you are the fish. So, yes, I would say a majority of Pisceans I've known in my life are some of the most absolutely loving, giving, selfless, compassionate, rose-colored glasses kind of outlook, like, let's all get along. Let's go with the flow, see what happens, Yes, that's a majority. And yeah, of course, that's not going to be every Pisces. There's so many reasons. And this is a general reading for Pisces. But the point is that, the mutable aspect of you makes you very open-minded and very open to changes and not having any specific boundaries or restrictive type of thoughts, which makes you very accepting and and caring as well. But then there's also the fact that you're a duality sign with the fish, moving in either direction. So yeah, there are times that even yourself, maybe you feel this moodiness, you feel this definite waves of cycles that come, and they're very into, well, you're an old soul. You're the 12th sign of the zodiac. You know and feel and understand everybody. And now we have Venus that went into your sign on January 2nd. And I felt it immediately. I do have a Pisces rising, and I didn't even really know that. I've been interested in astrology since I was 12, and my boyfriend told me I was a Libra, and he bought me a poster. I didn't know anything about it. And even still, I continue to pursue and read and study the compatibility, which is, as a Libra, which is what I am. It's just so important to know how we all get along, and relationships are key for me, and that's just how it's always been. But it's also a huge archetype for Libra. And then there's the fact that I only in the last, I'm honestly probably 20 years, maybe not even that long, realized how much more there is to us than just our sun sign. And the rising and ascendant sign, which is exactly the time you were born, if you ever want to look it up, for those who have not ventured into this yet, absolutely is how other people see you. And more importantly, and this only really just was told to me, it's the part of us that we try to run away from at times. It's our destiny. It's our calling. It is fated. And now I think it's so true. I mean, I've always been a spiritual person. I think Libras and other signs are too. It's not just Pisces, but the intuition and the craving and the loving of feeling and understanding people, both intellectually, but through spirituality and through our hearts and our loving and stuff, as opposed to the mind, which is a big focus for, air signs, and our thoughts and rationalizing everything and logical. That's not a Pisces trait. It doesn't need to make sense that you love to the extent that you do, and you're one of the most romantic signs in the zodiac. It's just, you just know it's real, and it's what really matters so much in this world. And so I love and appreciate you for that. I love that you share that with us as a collective. And I just want to say that I'm really excited because I know that Venus is completely exalted in your sign. So that's helping every one of us. And if anybody has the placements in their natal chart at all, they're going to get a little bit more favored with this beautiful Venus alignment right now. And then, of course, we got a little touch of it last September. I think it was September 17th when we had the partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. And that's going to continue now as the nodes change. And they do every 18 months, give or take, from what was Aries North Node, Libra South Node to Pisces North Node. And then Virgo, your polar opposition in South Node. So the North Node meaning, you know, our direction and our purpose and our drive and our, it's what we want to do. It's where we want to go and what we want to achieve. And the South being the parts of us and that particular traits and characteristics of that sign being Virgo, you know, letting go of, releasing the things that in that sign just are not productive or conducive to our betterment, you know, and our growth. So yeah, that all of it is so fascinating how it makes perfect sense. We all get to benefit from every one of them. And it is only and always has been about being the best versions of ourselves we can be. And so, yeah, this is great. And I'm super happy for you because it's your time and you've had Saturn in your sign and it's not always an easy time. I mean, Saturn is all about restriction and structure and boundaries, which is what I just explained, being completely not part of your normal DNA and recognition of the world. It's not how you see life. However, when that comes into play and it's brought in, you know, whether we have a choice or not, it's there. It does help us, you know, and there's nothing wrong with boundaries. And we really, and I myself personally, my goodness, it feels great. And I'm not saying no to everybody, but I'm certainly saying it more often. And it's a one syllable word that is so necessary. And I think people have appreciated that rather than me just trying to be everything for everyone and yourself and anybody that understands that whole mindset of, oh my gosh, you know, but I need to help others to the best of my ability. Yes, but not if it's going to hurt you. So that's been a big play in the last 18 months with, close to it. It started in March of 23 with Saturn in your sign. And then of course, Neptune, which is your more modern planet that rules you. You really are a Jupiterian ruled planet. And that just brings you so much more charm and luck and optimism. And, you know, it just feels so light and beautiful most of the time. And yet not to say you don't suffer. And there is a victim mode. There's the light and the dark in every aspect. There's the shadow period and the higher energies, all perfect, all good, all necessary, all, once again, working towards our growth. So there's a lot that's going to be happening for you this year, Pisces. I feel excited. I mean, it could be such a gamut of things. This is a general reading for all Pisceans, but it definitely could have to do with finding that partner that maybe you haven't had for many, many, many years, or absolutely just realizing that the partner you've been with or the person that you've held in high esteem is just not, it's not the one. And you're always going to love that person because you want to love everything. But you know now that, hey, you know, times change. Times be changing. And our lives change on a regular. And when I say this year is one of the most transformational in your lifetime, I'm sure you've heard it from a lot of readers. And it gets to be like, oh, come on now. But it's true because there's planetary changes that haven't happened in a lifetime. And that's what I mean. I don't know anything specific. I will never claim to do that to you. I just know what the energies mean. And there's a lot of very strong forward movement changes of the, you know, the customary aspects of life are definitely crumbling down. Pluto moving into Aquarius that's huge. That's new, innovative, technological things that, you know, we don't even, some of it we know, but there's some that we don't even know yet. It's just going to be baffling. I'm understanding it's focused mostly in like having to do with communication and phones and things like that, but we'll stay tuned. I don't know. I'm just listening and observing. And then I just sort of let things happen as they will. And I have a really beautiful, beautiful feeling for you. I hope it's absolutely one of the most incredible years of your life, followed by even more incredible years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start your readings as I always do. For those that are new, I am a psychic intuitive channeler for many years, and I do like to do monthly readings. I also do a collective, which is a general reading for all signs. You know, I don't read individual all signs. It's for the collective, meaning all signs can watch. Usually lasts longer, and I upload those on Monday. That's a newer thing, but I hope you'll join me and help me grow this channel. That would be very, very supportive and loving of you. And I always start with the chakra check. So the chakras are our energy centers that reside in our bodies, you know, and they're constantly moving and spinning and helping us to attain balance and strength and grounded energy and heart-centered things, and working with our gifts and our intuition and our incredible ability to see beyond the realm of tangible physical realities. And that's very Pisces-like as well. And so, yeah, this is just spirit wanting you to know, maybe to focus on this particular one, not because anything's wrong. It could be perfectly fine, but if it is blocked, this beautiful saying on these cards that represent each chakra really is a beautiful way to help release any blocks. I do a meditation daily on the chakras. It just takes a couple of minutes to make sure they're all open, and I just speak to each one and say, you know, whatever you want to say. It's just, it's the attention to that helps it to release any blocks and also to expand its awareness. So for you, beautiful Pisces, the main chakra that is in, well, it's the same one. You saw me, I shuffled, and I shuffled a lot when I was talking with you. This was just read for the sign of Aquarius, which is right next to you, but it makes perfect sense. It's being in touch and allowing ourselves to really recognize our strengths and our power. It's our solar plexus. It's the third chakra from the base up. And it's all about this drive and this self-confidence and, you know, ability to shine and be seen and not feel like we have to lessen our light, because you got big light. You've got big, big glowy light, and people love to gravitate towards you, Pisces. Now, I do want to say that during my conversation I had prior to you, which you may have felt knowing you, but I do talk to each sign just before I do a reading, and I just have a little conversation. And then I mentioned that I'm picking up on a specific color that resonates very strongly with me for the reading. And sometimes it's exactly what the solar plexus of spirit wants, but it's definitely pink, because pink is relative to the heart chakra. It's definitely about love. And I emphasize that very clearly, that with Venus especially, the planet, the benevolent planet, represents all the love in the world, all the beauty, all the magic, all the sensualities that we love, you know, and taking care of ourselves, and the healing and the money and the, you know, just everything is just so beautiful and so loving. That's what came to mind when thinking of you and wanting to do your reading. And I'm actually going to incorporate this beautiful rose quartz crystal as well for a reading. But on top of that, this solar plexus is here it is for you, my dear. It's a beautiful expression, and it does help us to open our heart chakra. If you ever want to carry a crystal around with you, it has so many benefits to it, but I won't belabor you with that at this moment. You get the idea. This third solar plexus, though, perhaps you have felt less confident. Just know that the retrograde of Mars, which is really a lot about our energy and our, you know, vitality and our strength and so forth. Mars being the warrior planet of aggression and conflict, something you don't do well with at all, but we absolutely need to stand strong in our boundaries and the way that we feel the need to express ourselves. Doesn't mean you have to be unkind, but know that you have every right to be heard, and that's also a throat chakra. So the saying on it, though, beautiful Pisces, for you is, my body and personality are in harmony. I am strong, confident, and centered. I know who I am and the purpose for which I am here. And I would believe if anybody does, even if you feel at times you have so many interests because you're incredibly creative and artistic, and the juices are going to flow so well this year. I think you're going to be publishing book. I think you're going to be writing. I think there's a book in you. I think that you're going to be coming up with a new creative line of some kind that you don't even necessarily know about, or the one that you do know about, that you've been doing, is really going to take notice this year. And, in the next 18 months, just make sure there's the balance there. I'm going to let you know that because I had just read this for Aquarius, the appropriate crystal that is affiliated with the third chakra, solar plexus, is the tiger eye stone. It's also known for luck. It indicates I radiate happiness and positive energy. Positive energy. Majority of you, that's exactly what you do, and that's why people just flock to you. Being aware that you need to be careful as to who you do surround yourself with, of course, at all times. The solar plexus is about confidence, power, and purpose. Bringing it, okay? So let me just talk. I'm going to wear this beautiful tiger's eye that's already in there to infuse this reading and to bring that special strength to you and the messages that come through. And I'll talk briefly again about just two more things that are really important as far as the lunar aspects that are happening in the month of January. We had the new moon the second new moon that happened on the 30th and 31st of December. So those energies are still being felt and will be for another week, possibly longer. I'm doing these on January 5th. I'm latent and behind. There were a lot of delays and things of that nature. And I'm just moving forward to the best of my ability and knowing that it's all good. And whenever you read and watch, not read, but whenever you listen to these, is perfectly good. That is when you are meant to listen to them. So the next moon lunation that's very important for all of us and for you is going to be the Cancer moon that happens on the 13th or 14th, depending on where you're located. And that is your fellow water sign. And Cancer is ruled by the moon. So there's a lot of very powerful, I would say incredibly intuitive and prophetic energies that come with this. Cancer is a fellow water sign too, goes by their feelings. They have moods. They have changing and fluctuating in their sensitivity at all times. They are interested in nurturing others. They care greatly about family, and they want to be happy and secure and safe, and they will do what they can to create that for their family. I feel like it's a time right now, especially with the holidays ending and, things still in retrograde pretty much through April, to be honest, of the planets, Mars now, but then the next will be Venus, and then the third will be Mercury, and then everything will station direct, and it's on. It's everything is anything you've been reviewing and reminiscing about, or, revisiting, and people coming in, and I would say definitely some reuniting of people and circumstances that may get healed at this time is beautiful too. Oh, I don't know. There's a lot. So this Cancer moon can be very, very beautiful for you and really puts you in a place of understanding more how you feel emotionally about a particular circumstance or person or relationship. The full moons put that light. They are very bright, and they are there to help us culminate so that the new beginnings can begin. And also know that when you're in a strong relationship, of course it has its ups and downs. There's no fear involved around any of this. It's when things are meant to break apart, and the eclipses will bring things in and out. Oh, absolutely. Very quickly. That happens every day of every person's life in some respect. And that definitely happens during the eclipses. And it's already happened since the last Pisces. But it's also bringing in incredible new, wonderful opportunities and things. So yeah, nothing to be afraid of. And then the new moon for January is going to be on the 29th, and that's going to be in Aquarius. And that's going to be just, whew, that's powerful. What with Pluto going into Aquarius after so many decades and everything, and being in Aquarius now and staying there for the next 20, the innovative energy, the out-of-the-box thinking, the creativity as well, the language and information. It's all about information time now, and utilizing and learning and sharing our knowledge, sharing our wealth of expression and communication is very, very pivotal and very, very strong. And it coincides really well with you and what you bring to this world too, Pisces. So that's pretty much the lowdown on the astrology aspect of it. But the readings are a little shorter due to being a little behind, and I hope to pick those up. But you know what? I'd like to get some feedback, if I may. I mean, 30 minutes is usually pretty good for reading, I think. The collectives that I do on Mondays, I mentioned, that I'll be uploading every Monday for, you know, a general reading for all signs is just, it's usually longer, and I'm not feeling rushed at all, and I incorporate more. I do a Celtic cross for that, whereas I change the layouts month to month along with the tarot decks. So yeah, come in just, you know, in a relaxed mode if you choose to, or listen to it after the fact, you know, whenever you choose is perfectly fine. But for now, these are a little short, and I think they're really kind of a good amount, because I talk a lot, and, you know, why not just get streamlined, okay? I'm doing that the best that I can for you. So we're going to pull 3 cards, past, present, and future, and then I'll clarify with 3 cards and end with an oracle message for you, okay? Now know that this is the beautiful new deck that I received. I also have another new deck I just got this past week that I'm going to use for February. I love tarot decks. You can never have enough, and I have a very large amount, but not nearly as many as I will have before my time is finished as a reader. And I anticipate doing it for the rest of my life, so whatever that means. Beautiful deck called the Small Spells Tarot. So really igniting our ability to create and manifest, in my opinion. It's all white magic kind of stuff. And the things that we do to protect and to love and to care and to have a really beautiful, centered life. So your first message is your recent past, and that is justice. Don't you love just right off the bat seeing that and hearing that? I mean, as a Libra, which this card is, it represents, you can see the scales in all their glory, and the desire and the honest wanting of fairness and justice, and yeah, that's big. And I think that's really a big Aquarian theme too, is really revolutionizing that whole idea and what it really means, and working as in groups and power in the collective and the consciousness towards fairness and equality and inclusion and all those wonderful words that we're working towards every day. And we, you know, there's a lot of time and patience involved, and there still is, but it can happen. And it's number 11 in the major arcana, and 11 is a magical master number. And I don't know, it just shows that, you know, justice is being heard, and it's unraveling as we speak. And, you know, let's face it, there's been a lot of truth coming through and up to the surface, truths that are been baffling and shocking, a lot more to come. And that's how things can change, is if we uproot things and pull the weeds, if you will, and start fresh and new with a great, better foundation and understanding. It's a process. But that's your recent past, and your honest feeling of what this North Node is leading you to want to be an active part of. And in turn, you shall receive this. It's just the law of the universe, you know. What you reap, you sow. And I know people think, I don't know about that, but it may take a long time. It may take a very short time. It does happen. It's shown time and time again. So moving on, you have your present, and here you are, your present energy, the Queen of Cups, This is you. Now, Queen of Cups also represents Cancer and Scorpio. It's more of a general card, whereas you definitely are the Hanged Man in the Major Arcana. That represents Pisces specifically. And I would even go as far as to say the High Priestess, definitely. But yes, this is you recognizing your power, recognizing your energy, feeling super blessed and appreciative and grateful, which only brings more beautiful things, and sitting with this energy now and allowing these beautiful gifts of Venus to come through and say, you know, and anytime I believe you receive, you just want to give it right back. So it's just this constant reciprocal give and take currency of the law of the universe, right? So I would imagine that some really beautiful justified things are coming in, and it seems like, wow, why and how could this be? Well, it's because you deserve every bit of it, and you have been creating this and manifesting it, and it's been in your energy, in your field. So congratulations on that, Pisces. Beautiful cards, aren't they? They're so pretty. And so that's wonderful. That's your present. Let's see about your future. Knight of Cups. Well, this means love. Okay, now surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. You have the biggest heart about when it comes to love, and you will I really admire you, because I'm learning, and I've been in love, of course, and I still love so many things. But when it's about relationships, oh, I'm a little bit frightened of that. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little blocked on that, but that's okay. It's not about me. Knight of Cups is the messenger and the noble knight that represents our hearts and our feelings and love and magic. And look at the little rabbit and possibly children in regards to somebody that you love dearly and you've been with. And, you know, a lot of times I find Pisces are in relationships for a very long time, even though it may not be the best. You want to work towards it, and you believe it can have a happy ending. That's the end of it, you know. So information about an admirer, somebody you know about, somebody you don't know about, the rose. There's a snake there. This is shedding of an old belief, like I just mentioned, and just removing the blocks to receiving love and not thinking you're enough, or, you know, you're not worthy. You most certainly are. You are the epitome of love, Pisces. So this is fantastic, and not surprising with Venus in the mix right now for, well, it's going to leave on February 4th, but then it starts we're going into your solar return in your birthday season, and usually beautiful, wonderful, magical things happen during that month. And then there's, you know, the eclipses in your North Node, and it's pretty phenomenal and profound. I would actually, even though you're great at just knowing and feeling, I would write stuff down so badly right now and then refer to it, you know, and say, oh, check, check, check. It's your time. It's justified. It's fantastic. Let me do a little clarification. So for the Justice card in your recent past, you had the Page of Cups. Another love reference. Go figure. And I love it. It's a little letter. It's kind of like, oh, maybe someone new. Maybe this knight is letting you know that go with it. This correspondence, you know, in a letter, which is so beautiful and romantic, isn't it? Kind of a dying breed, but it still happens. I don't know, like you're intrigued, you are, you know, you're interested, and it could be a youthful person, maybe somebody younger than you, or they have that youthful aspect to them. And I know you love that. You love fun, you love laughter, and I think you would be more inclined to, you know, gravitate towards that. So don't be surprised if some kind of unexpected, you know, secret admirer kind of thing comes about, or you're online, you know, that's a huge thing now, and somebody's like, yes, and, you know, interested, and they swipe to the right. Is that how that works? I'm not sure. This is fantastic. And once again, justified, and you feel like, yes, it's my time, and I'm going for it. For those that are single, and for those that are in a relationship, there might be another level to it. There might be a commitment that you've been waiting on, and, you know, sealing the deal and actually going down the aisle and, you know, the justice of the peace and saying, this is it. This is very conducive to that as well. So you've got two emphases on that. And I know a lot of people that are getting married, and they are Pisces placements, you know, so it doesn't have to be your sun only, like I said. So if you've just started watching this, sun, moon, rising, ascendant, definitely Venus, and I would say Mercury too. That's an important aspect of this whole, you know, compatibility, is how we communicate with another person, right? And what are the messages there? So then we have the clarification on the present, and you have the Ace of Wands. This has come up a few times. I've definitely shuffled this deck a good amount. New, positive, ace kind of ventures, and man, you're on fire. You are on fire. Pick your choice, you know, what's it going to be? Because this is you, and you're in your glory, and you know that you've got a lot to offer this world. You know that you may have been thinking about certain creative endeavors and juices that have been flowing. You're like, time to bring it forth. You know, there's a lot of working together in groups kind of energy with Aquarius. So maybe working and going to classes at first, or networking is a big thing I'm feeling and hearing right now. And the wands are fire, and that's, you know, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. We got that last Aries eclipse happening at the end of March, and that's definitely, with the polar opposition being Libra, definitely about relationships. So really sealing the deal and starting something maybe on a partnership level. It doesn't have to be romance either, but loving a partner and a friend and a excuse me. Wow, forgive me. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, it's time to start, you know. But the reaction to me in this is that, yes, you're in your thoughts, you're in your, you know how to create so very, very well, but it is actually taking the steps. So that backbone and that energy, which has been, Mars has been the most energetic planet, has been in retrograde, but it's stationing forward at the end of February in Cancer, which is really beautiful for you because it's a trine as another water sign, and then moving ahead from there. Well, lastly, we'll do the confirmation and the clarification for your present, the Knight of Cups. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay. I love this for you. I'm extremely thrilled. I felt good from the moment I knew I was reading for you, finally, at long last. 10 of Pentacles. It's everything and anything, and it's the physical, it's the earthly plane. It's setting your sights and being grounded and making sure that you do ground yourself, because you're so into other realms and the spiritual and the just knowing, like I said, and just beyond the veil, so to speak, of your connections to the spirit world. And this is just the practical, the comforts, your well-being, your health. I feel like a lot of people are really gonna, with this Aquarian energy too, getting out of the box and starting a new routine for themselves, you know, really deciding that my health is number one. And gosh, I hope it is for you too, Pisces, and I feel like it is. And even when you don't think you're needing to pay attention to it because you believe that everything works itself out, it does. If there's any signs or signals of any kind, do take care of yourself, because that'll give you the whole, nothing matters if your health isn't in tune, and that's a wealth in itself. So what an incredible reading for you. I'm so thankful to see that. You, like I said, you deserve this so much. I am going to finish with your oracle message. And this is the beautiful Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck by Colette Baron Reed. Excuse me, Colette Baron Reed. A wonderful astrologist and who has many decks. And so it's just really a message, a couple words that will culminate your reading and kind of give you some more insight into your already knowing, beautiful, loving, insightful, clairvoyant, prophetic energy. And we have, I just pulled this up from there. stuck together. The River Queen. Oh my goodness. Well, I think I just shuffled these again. I feel like this just came up as well. This is interesting. But then again, Aquarius energy and you're right next to each other. You kind of always kind of feed off each other as it is. It might not have been Aquarians though, but it does say, and it's just so perfect, flow, letting go, and natural movement. The very essence of who you are, Pisces. As those beautiful fish, you know, in either direction, and just allowing and letting the universe guide you and fully trusting in it. It's number 36, and that's 3 plus 6 equals 9. And those are my absolute favorite numbers, always have been. Oh my, absolutely beautiful. So just know that even if there are some challenges, of course, that happen in life, or things come about you didn't see coming, just hold strong to your innate understanding and beautiful energy and light, and know that this is a year that's very, very important for you in the North Node, and just you are going to be stronger and more powerful than ever, and beautiful gifts and karmic justice will prevail. Take good care. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, do push that like button for me. I would really, truly appreciate the support. It's a quick, easy, wonderful, loving, and free way to support the channel. And I just want to be here as long as I can. And in closing, thank you again. Take good care. Bye for now.